We get a lot of questions about using Zoom together with Pearl. In this video, let's talk about how you can use Pearl 2 with Zoom to produce a virtual event. Although there is no native integration between Pearl and Zoom, you can use Pearl hardware to capture Zoom audio and video from a host computer. This will also work with other video conferencing apps like Microsoft Teams, Skype, or WebEx, for example. Using Pearl together with Zoom gives a greater level of control over the look and feel of your virtual event. You can capture both participant gallery view and screen share, create custom layouts, add graphic overlays and titling, and stream the production to one or multiple destinations. To illustrate the difference, here is what a typical event streamed directly from Zoom might look like. And here is what you can achieve with Pearl. Much more visually appealing. So let's take a look at how it's done from a producer's point of view. Okay, so here I've got my production computer with multiple HDMI outputs. The first thing I'll do is connect my production computer to Pearl using HDMI. Essentially, your computer will think Pearl is another monitor, so you'll be able to arrange your windows any way you want. On HDMI A, I've got our Zoom gallery here, so I'm going to get that updated. And then on HDMI B will be our Zoom screen share. To monitor Pearl input, you can use an HDMI splitter to send separate signals to Pearl and an external monitor. Or you can use a remote desktop solution to view the production computer outputs directly. You want to make sure that your Zoom windows are full screen and they won't move around. This will prevent any inconsistencies in the layouts. Before we start building our custom layouts, let's create a few channels first. This will help to streamline our production workflow down the road. Let's call this first one Zoom Program. This channel will include our Zoom layouts, our 1-ups, 2-ups, screen share, and so on. To help me create this Zoom gallery layouts, I'm going to use this image as a guide. This will help me for cropping and placement in the Zoom gallery without having any guests present. For example, let's create a layout that features 2 co-hosts and a screen share. And then we're going to add in our hosts from the Zoom gallery. So we have to do some cropping here. We'll make these a 3:4 ratio. Again, this is just an image template that I use to estimate Zoom gallery positions without having to run a Zoom meeting. These images will be replaced by Zoom gallery source later. I will call this one 2-up plus screen share. I'll create a few more layouts using our Zoom gallery and Zoom screen share sources to demonstrate some switching later on. Our second channel will house all of our other production elements, including NDI titling, media playback, pre and post roll, and any cutaway screens. Let's call this channel Livestream. You may be wondering why create 2 channels when you can technically get away with just using one. Overall, we found that setting up 2 channels helps to run a much cleaner production. First off, we can use our Zoom Program channel as a video source in our Livestream channel. Then, in the layout, we can place an NDI layer for motion graphics and titling on top. This way, we don't have to place an NDI layer on every single layout in the Zoom Program channel, thus reducing the workload on Pearl. With Pearl, you can add images like logos and backgrounds into your layouts. Let's add a PNG here in the corner. When it comes to titling, Pearl hardware has basic titling options, like this one. To add animated titles and motion graphics, you can use an external titling software like NewBlue Titler Live or Singular Live. You can bring titles in as NDI alpha source and use the titling app for playback control. We have a video on how to use Singular.live with Pearl. Look for a link in the description. To switch between layouts, I use the Epiphan Live switcher. Here are all the layouts that I've created earlier. Now I can switch between them during the live production. You can even use a separate computer or even a tablet for switching. Hosting a Zoom meeting with multiple participants and streaming a virtual event in high quality requires ample bandwidth. If you're producing your event on a local network, always consider your overhead bandwidth. especially if you are streaming to multiple destinations. If your local bandwidth is low, you can leverage Pearl's remote access capabilities. Get set up in a location with excellent bandwidth and produce the event remotely. By using a remote workflow, you are also building in redundancy. A backup operator can log in remotely and take over the production. It's important for the Zoom participants to be able to see the stream in real time. For confidence monitoring, we can use the feed from Pearl as a video source on the host computer. To do this, I will use Pearl's HDMI output and a USB capture card. Let's take a closer look. Go to the HDMI output port and select the live channel as the HDMI out. Now we want the audio meter to show up on here, so we're going to turn that on in the top left corner so we can see that in the gallery view. And that way our viewers and the production team will have confidence that the audio is working. And let's turn off the audio itself so we're not actually sending any audio back into Zoom. If we do that, we'll have duplication of the actual program, which won't be good for the participants in the Zoom call. Now I will connect the HDMI out from the Pearl back to the computer using a USB capture card. And I'm going to go ahead and select the AVIO 4K and we'll turn that on. And now we can see the gallery view has the live stream. And we'll go ahead and turn off that self view just so that it doesn't clutter up the gallery view and take away from any of the other participants that we're cropping from. And there you go. That's how you can use Pearl with Zoom to create a polished live production. One more thing to keep in mind. The quality of your live production using sources from Zoom will always be limited by video conferencing audio and video compression. For improved quality, consider using SRT protocol for remote contribution. Check out our video on SRT for remote production to learn more. For more information on Pearl 2, visit our website at epiphan.com or contact us at info@epiphan.com. Thanks for watching.